Today, I'm going to be doing some roasted corn on the Blackstone E-Series indoor electric griddle. I'm going to be using my 17-inch Blackstone because what I found over the last couple weeks of using both the 17-inch and the 22-inch E-Series is that the recovery time of the 17-inch seems a little better than the recovery time of the 22-inch. And being that the 22-inch is a little bit larger, I tend to use it when I'm cooking more food, which kind of compounds the problem. So I'll be roasting 4 ears of corn. And if you talk to 100 different people, you may get 99 different opinions on how the corn should be roasted. Everything from whether you should soak the corn before roasting, whether you should roast it with or without the husks, whether you should remove the corn silk before or after you roast it, whether you should pull the husks off and wrap it in foil, and so on. I like to keep things simple. I leave the husks on, I run it underneath water, I don't soak it, just enough to get the husks a little damp, and I put it directly onto the griddle, or whatever I'm using. Now when I grill the corn, it usually takes about 15 minutes, and I have not done it on the Blackstone yet, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I'm going to try for 15 minutes and see if that'll do it. But I personally find it easier to just leave the husks on, and after it's cooked, to pull the husks back and remove the silk that way. I'm used to grilling corn at a pretty high temperature, so I've got the Blackstone 17-inch E-Series heating up to 500 degrees. It's almost there, so as soon as it's heated up, I'll put the corn on. While it's heating up, I'm going to get a container ready to put some melted butter and some seasonings in, and that way when the corn is done, I can pull the husks and the corn silk off and mix the corn with the butter and the seasoning. Okay, the Blackstone is heated up and ready. So I'll put my 4 ears on here. And close the hood. Since I'm guessing it's going to take about 15 minutes to cook, I'm going to rotate the ears a quarter turn about every 3.5 minutes. Okay, so it's time for the first turn of the corn. You can see it's getting a little bit black on the husk. Generally, I'm used to a little bit more char on them, but you know, this is something kind of new, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect with it. All right, 3.5 more minutes. Okay, turn number 2. I think that one fell back over. No, it didn't. I need to put this one like this. Since this one's being a little bit uncooperative, I'll move it over here, kind of prop it up right there. Now they're looking pretty good, although I'm still thinking 15 minutes may not quite do it. So I'll wait another 3.5 minutes, and then I'm going to check the temperature on it just to see what the inside is up to. And if I need to go a little longer, no big deal. At least that way, if you want to roast some corn on the Blackstone, you'll know about how long to cook it. Okay, 15 minutes is up. Let's check the corn. So I'm going to turn these probably a couple more times because I don't think the corn is quite ready. Maybe go through 2 more roughly 3.5 minute cycles, and I think it'll be ready to go. Okay, I think this will be the final time I need to turn it. And Still wanting to be kind of uncooperative. I mean, I guess you can't expect anything more after all. It is round and uneven, so just got to kind of work with it the best you can. Okay, it's now been actually about 21 minutes. I think the corn is ready to go. So I'm going to cut the griddle off and pull my ears out with a towel, because this is one of the few things that I found the tongs are really not working all that well on. I've got my butter and my seasoning in a metal bowl. I'll sit that out the way, and the seasoning I used was just some of my own blend, which I'll put a link right here if you're interested on how to make it. I gotta say, the corn is looking pretty good. This is mostly what it looks like when I do it on the grill, not quite as burnt. And that's one thing that I'm gonna miss out on, is the smoky flavor that you can get when grilling it. But at the same time, I don't have to go outside in either 95-degree heat or in the rain like it's doing right now. So I grab that ear and pull a little bit of that husk back. And notice how easy the corn silk comes off. It comes off much easier after it's roasted than trying to get it off beforehand. So these are still kind of hot. Try not to burn myself. Once it gets down towards the bottom of the cob, you can snap it off. You can snap it off like that, and it's ready to go. And I'll put that into my bowl with the butter. And I'll do the same for the rest of them. Alright guys, that is my buttered and seasoned roasted corn on the Blackstone E-Series indoor electric griddle. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how it worked. It did take a few minutes more than what it takes on the grill. To me, that's really not a big deal, especially not to have to go outside to do it and be able to roast it right here in the house. And years ago, when I roasted corn, I went through a lot more trouble. I would pull the husks back, try to remove all of the silk, put the husks back, and in my opinion, that's a lot more trouble than just roasting them with the husks in place and the silk in place, because the silk comes off so easy. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.